Sai Ram students, welcome back to your history online session. Students, today we will start with the fifth part of lesson number 2, Historiography, Indian Tradition. Children, in the fourth part, we had started with historiography in the post-independence era. Let us have a quick recap of what we had learned in part 4 online session. Children, the historiography of this era has been influenced mainly by three ideological schools, that is Marxist history, subaltern history and feminist history. In part 4, we had already completed Marxist history and subaltern history. Let us revise about Marxist history. Children, we had learned about some notable Indian scholars who adopted Marxist ideological framework. Okay, among them were Damodar Dharmanand Kosambi, Comrade Shripad Amrit Dange, Ram Sharan Sharma, Comrade Sharad Patil. So we had learned about them in our previous class. Next is subaltern history. Subaltern means bottommost ranks. So history was written about the people, those who belong to the bottommost ranks. In that context, Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, he had written a book, Gulam Giri, wherein he has brought to the people about the conditions of Shudra and Ati Shudra, that is the untouchables. And most importantly, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he had brought forward the condition of the Dalit caste in his books, Who Were the Shudras and the Untouchables. So children, in our last part, we had already completed till here. Now children, today in part 5, we will study about feminist history. Children, over a significant period of time, mainly male scholars were involved in writing of Indian history. Now children, you all are aware that basically India is a male dominated society. It is male centric. So over a significant period of time, mainly all the male scholars, they were involved in writing of Indian history. So women were neglected. Yes. So as a result, the role and achievements of women in history, it remained neglected because it was a male dominated society. So more importance was given to the male members of the society. So because of that, the role and achievements of women in history remained neglected. So to highlight this fact, it was a major task which was faced by the feminist historians. So they wanted to highlight this task, that is the achievements of women. They were neglected. So people should know about the women also. Yes, not only about the males. So it was very important to highlight this fact about the achievements of women. And it was also important to study and compile the historical writings of women. It was also necessary to rethink of women's position in history. Children, in the first lesson, Historiography Development in the West, you had learnt about feminist historiography. Yes, about the role of Simone de Beauvoir, right? She was the one who wanted history to be written from the perspective of women. So women also, they have a very important role to play. Children, about the women authors writing about women in the 19th century CE, Tarabai Shinde was the foremost one. So she was the foremost among the women authors who had written about the women in history. Now Tarabai Shinde was a feminist activist. She had protested against the patriarchy and the caste system. What do you mean by patriarchy? A patriarchy means where the power is in the hands of the male members of the society. So she was a feminist activist. She had protested against the patriarchy and the caste in 19th century India. Now her book Stri Purush Tulna, that is a comparison between men and women. So her book Stri Purush Tulna, published in 1882, is acknowledged as the first feminist book in India. So which was a book written by Tarabai Shinde? Stri Purush Tulna, and it was published in 1882, is acknowledged as the first feminist book in India. Just have a look at this picture. Okay, this is a book written by Tarabai Shinde, that is Stri Purush Tulna. It is a comparison between men and women. Children, in 1888, the book written by Pandita Ramabai was published, entitled The High Caste Hindu Woman. Now children, Pandita Ramabai, she was a social reformer and she had worked for the education and emancipation of women. Children, she had founded the Mukti Mission, okay, at Khedgaon village. Okay, she had founded the Mukti Mission at Khedgaon village. So, in 1888, the book was written by Pandita Ramabai. It was published and it was entitled The High Caste Hindu Woman. Just have a look. The book which was published by her, okay, it is named as High Caste Hindu Woman. Book written by Pandita Ramabai. Now children, this feminist history, that is the feminist literature of post-independence era, it concentrated on issues like employment of women, treatment meted out to them at their workplace, their right to political equality, etc. So the feminist literature of the post-independence period, that is this feminist historians, they had written about the problems which are faced by women at their employment place and treatment which is given to them at their workplace, their right to political equality. Now children, women, they have the representation in the assemblies and all, but previously women were deprived of education. They had no right to vote too. But now the scenario has changed. Okay. So, but previously the feminist literature, that is the writings which the female historians have written, it covers the topics like employment of women and treatment meted out to them at their workplace, their right to political equality, etc. So this all it is written about the women. Among the recently published feminist literature, Meera Kosambi's book Crossing Threshold, Feminist Essays in Social History is of great importance. Okay, so which is the book written? Crossing Thresholds, Feminist Essays in Social History. It is written by Meera Kosambi. It contains essays on the life stories of women like Pandita Ramabai and Dr. Rukmabai, the first practicing lady doctor of India. Okay, so Meera Kosambi had written about the life stories of women like Pandita Ramabai and Dr. Rukmabai. She was the first practicing lady doctor of India. Just have a look at the image of Meera Kosambi. Yes. Which book she had written? Crossing Thresholds, Feminist Essay in Social History, which was written by Meera Kosambi. Children, a lot of literature is available about unfolding the viewpoint of Dalit women in Maharashtra. So also about the Dalit women in Maharashtra is written about them too, and in this context Dr. Sharmila Rege's work is noteworthy. So she had written about the Dalit women's. Okay. Now, Dr. Sharmila Rege's book, Writing Caste, Writing Gender, Reading Dalit Women's Testimonies, includes her essays on the autobiographies of Dalit women. So, the book which she had written, that is Writing Caste, Writing Gender, Reading Dalit women's testimonies, that is their evidence, the proof. Testimonies means evidence or proof. It includes her essays on autobiographies of Dalit women, that is about their life, about the life of Dalit women. So her work, that is Dr. Sharmila Rege's work, is noteworthy in this context. So lot of literature is available about the Dalit women in Maharashtra, and Dr. Sharmila Rege's contribution is noteworthy in this context. Just have a look here. The book which is written by Sharmila Rege, Writing Caste, Writing Gender, narrating Dalit women's testimonies. So it is a book written by Sharmila Rege. Now children, let us learn about Govind Sakaram Sardesai. Now children, Govind Sakaram Sardesai, okay, let us learn about him. A publication of Marathi Riyasat by Govind Sakaram Sardesai was a momentous achievement in the field of Indian historiography. Now children, the Govind Sakaram Sardesai had written a book, that is Marathi Riyasat, and it was a great achievement in the field of Indian historiography, and therefore Govind Sakaram Sardesai, he was known as Riyasatkar. People used to address him as Riyasatkar. He published several volumes of Maratha history. His work was very popular, very famous. So he became very famous in his work, and therefore people began to address him as Riyasatkar, that is Riyasatkar, and he had published several volumes of Maratha history. Now children, there have been a number of Indian historians who wrote without embracing a particular ideology. Means there are some historians, but you have not followed any ideology. Like for example, you had learned about the Marxist historians. They had followed the Karl Marx ideology. Subaltern, they had written about the lower caste people. So there were some Indian historians who wrote without embracing a particular ideology. Let us see who are they. Historians like Sir Jadunath Sarkar, Surendranath Sen, Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai, and Trembak Shankar Sejwalkar. So they are the historians who have written history without embracing any ideology. So let us revise once again. Historians like Sir Jadunath Sarkar, Surendranath Sen, Riyasatkar G.S. Sardesai, and Trembak Shankar Sejwalkar. Their work is noteworthy in this context. Now, children, in recent times, the historians like Yashwant Dinkar Phadke, Ramchandra Guha, they have contributed extensively to the historiography of modern India. So, in recent times, the historians like Yashwant Dinkar Phadke, Ramchandra Guha, they have contributed extensively to the historiography of modern India. Children, I would like to share something about Ramchandra Guha. Ramchandra Guha is an Indian historian and economist whose research interests include environmental, social, economics, political, contemporary, and cricket India. So children, history includes so many things. It's not only about emperors, kings, seizing power. Okay, it includes more than that. So here, Ramchandra Guha is an Indian historian and economist whose research interests include environmental, social, economics, political, contemporary, and cricket history. He is also a columnist for The Telegraph, Hindustan Times and Hindi daily newspaper Amar Ujala. Just I wanted to share about Ramchandra Guha. Now children, he had written the book Gandhi, the years that changed the world. Okay, he had written many books. Okay, so one among them is about Mahatma Gandhi. He had written about him. Okay, now children, so with this we complete our lesson number 2, historiography, Indian tradition. And children, we had learnt about historiography in the ancient period, medieval period, modern period. We had also learnt about the various ideological frameworks, that is about the colonial historiography. Then we have learned about the Orientalist historiography, nationalistic historiography, and today we had completed with the historiography in the post-independence era, wherein we learned about the Marxist history, subaltern history and feminist history. Now children, a very interesting activity for you. Now here children, I had given the names of feminist historians and the books which are written by them. Now the first one is Tarabai Shinde. She had written the book Sri Purush Tulna. Pandita Ramabai, she has written the book High Caste Hindu Women. So children, similarly, you have to write about these feminist historians and which books are written by them. That is by Meera Kosambi and Dr. Sharmila Rege. I want you to write about the books written by these feminist historians in your book. And children, here it's a concept map. Always I give you a concept map, right? Why? Because in the examination, it always appears in the examination, children, and you have to draw as it is given. Always in my class, I stress on this because concept map is a very important question, children. You have to draw as it is. Yes. So I want you to write Indian Marxist historians. You write any two. But in exam, children, it is a question for 2 marks and you should write at least a name of 4. Okay. So here, just for today, you have to write about the Indian Marxist historians. You write any two, okay, of your own choice. Yes. So children, I hope you have understood this lesson. We have completed this lesson in 5 parts, my dear students. And you start studying again and again. I repeat, write your answers always in points. Very, very important. Okay, children, I hope you have understood this lesson. Now in the next class, we will start a new lesson. Okay, thank you, my dear students. Meet you in the next class.